Give me a sample, I took a sample, send it to the lab. I figure it between 2 to 4 grams of gold. They generate like $200,000, which they didn't know about.
There's so many different products that need to be recycled.
At the end of the day, you will maximize the amount of money you will get because he can give you, and if the quote is too good, I know that the refiner need to take some part in another way. This is why trust is everything. I think trust is something that built over a time.
Welcome to IPMI's 50th annual conference. Today's guest is Mr. Ami Gur, CEO of AG Metals. Good morning to you, Ami. How are you?
Good morning to you.
Welcome.
I'm very, very good. Enjoying the conference.
Yeah.
Meeting old friends and new people.
And celebrating the 50th anniversary of the IPMI. Isn't that incredible? 50 years.
Yeah.
It is incredible. It is incredible. Let's just get right into it. I was going to ask you, Ami, how do you evaluate a reputation and trust when choosing a partner to process precious metals?
I think trust is something that built over a time. And it's something that you must visit the customer or your refiner. You start slowly, you get credit slowly, and this is it. And
so it's a building blocks, right?
Yeah, it's blocks, and it's built by time, and it's built by things that happen during the way. That sometime results are not okay, and you say, listen, can you check it again? And they check and say, yeah, we had a mistake or didn't have. So this is something, and there is nothing like a personal relation which built over time.
I was going to say relationship.
Yeah, relationship. This is something I will go later on what we are going to speak, but I can say that the last thing after we see quotation and we need to see that we have trust and we have the personal relation.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Now, Ami, as a precious metals recycling consultant, what do you actually do?
I will start with that I will say that I have something I developed I call the Prime Framework for Precious Metal Recycling, which is we check 5 steps. Potential, what is the potential? We review the process, we identify the scrap, we measure the material, and we evaluate the quotation. Now, generally speaking is, I have a call from the guy who's responsible for purchasing or for hazardous materials, says, Ami, we have here 200 kilos of this and this, we want a quote. I said, okay, stop. Let's look at it as a project. Do me a favor, I want management, I want production, let's have a meeting. And then we start the process. Because purchaser manager usually says, he looks on price and on terms. So this is not, so if you want from here, I will go to the actual process that we are doing as a consultant. So the first step is just explaining the customer, it's not selling a product. Let's do a project, and I can assure you that at the end of the day, you will maximize the amount of money you will get, and you will get some other added value while you will know better your losses and everything.
Oh, the learning experience.
Yeah.
I really love that idea of having developed a framework with the incremental steps that you need to follow. And what results is the financial benefit along with the education. I love that.
Yeah.
So the first step is, let's see the potential. So let me know how much precious metals you are purchasing every year, in what product is there. So to understand if there is a potential. So if there is big numbers, okay, so if it's a small number, it's not interesting. Once we know there is a potential, then we sit and try to understand and to review the process. Now, when I review the process, I also believe in my feet. That means leave the meeting room, let's go to the production line and see where is the production, where is the scrap generated, and this way we know better to understand where the scrap is generated.
Could be further potential losses that you might identify as well.
Yeah.
Could be.
This is what I called this is review the process, and then we have identify the scrap. Because let's see if they collect it well, if they collect everything, if they separate everything. Because sometimes separation is very important. If you mix together a few types of scrap, the process become problematic, or maybe you put hazardous materials, then it's be problematic for shipping. So many small issues that, and you can also sometimes see a potential that the manufacturer is not realizing. And for this, I can give a nice example. Okay. We went to in jewelry manufacturer, very big jewelry manufacturer, and we along the process. Part of the process were plated, that were engraved, CNC, no problem, they know. But another part was they were having a polishing department with the vibrators, trommels, using abrasive stone, using soap, for the polishing. And I realized there is a sludge that they take from the machine from time to time, they put it in the yard. They didn't put attention on it. So I thought, you know what, give me a sample. I took a sample, sent it to the lab. I figured it between 2 to 4 grams of gold inside. It was like 500 kilos in the yard.
Wow.
So they generate like $200,000, which they didn't know about. So those are the opportunities, and you come with the experience. So this is the third stage we identified.
Hey guys, did you know there's value in those used spark plugs you're changing on a daily basis? Yes, used spark plugs. The spark plugs that have value are platinum and iridium spark plugs. Copper plugs have zero recycling value. But you guys are doing this on the daily. Might as well get paid for them. To get pricing, just click on the link in the description below.
But then we have to measure now for measuring, it depends what type of scrap, because it can be defected parts. It can be liquids, it can be solids, it can be sweeps, it can be sludge, many different, you cannot imagine. Then we need to assay it. It can be during milling, casting, and we work a lot with refiner like Master Melt in the UK. So we take a sample. We send them, they do the assay, they give you a result. And this stage, we collect a lot of data. And sometimes we find opportunities that customer didn't realize.
Yeah, at that point, you're evaluating everything.
I give you another example. This is from a defense company. So they had some parts from a machine that do sputtering coating. So there is layers of nickel, gold, platinum, whatever, and they give it. Says, I was looking at the parts. Parts were made from titanium. It says those parts machine parts are very expensive. So we can do a process to take off the coating, credit for the precious metals, give you back the parts, and you don't need to buy. So those are the types of solution that only if you walk through then you think you can find those solutions.
No, that's great.
That is great.
I love it. Yeah.
Before I get into my next question for you, Ami, can you give our viewers a brief background on yourself and how you found your way into the precious metals industry?
My background is materials engineering. which I graduated in Ben Gurion University in Israel. And then I came to the US. I did my MBA program here in Florida in Barry University. And a friend of mine called me and said there is a factory manufacturer silverware. So I worked there 3 years, and then I started my own business and doing everything related to precious metals, dental alloys, semi-finished product, and recycling. And I love doing it.
Yeah. How long have you been in it?
This industry is so varied. There's so many different products that need to be recycled. And it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Because you may have experience in something and not see it again for a while, and then it comes up again. But then in the meantime, you've worked on many different things.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's amazing. You're so right. Then comes someone with defected parts that was, some sensors, and of course electronics, and wires, and filters, and anything. Not talking about the catalytic converters.
Grindings and polishings, dust, all that. Sweeps, we call it.
Yeah, all the type of sweeps. Yeah.
You know, we touched on earlier in this conversation about reputation and trust. Why is reputation, trust, and technical understanding often more important than simply getting the highest quotation?
I will put a point on this in the end, but I want to start with the last stage. The last stage is the quote, to evaluate the quote. Now, coming back to the purchasing manager. Purchasing manager will get a quote from a refiner. He will not understand nothing. Why? Because load charge,
right,
treatment charge, refining fee,
assay charge,
loss, assay, interest rate, lease rate, a fine for hazardous material. Now take all those things. He cannot. So here is also my job, is to go over everything, to compare. Now, after we compare and after all those things, I tell the customer, listen, at the end of the day, what's important is the reliability of the refiner. Because he can give you, and if the quote is too good, I know that the refiner need to take some part in another way. So here's the answer to your question. The trust is the basic. That's what I say.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
And that's why I have a long-term relation, over 20 years with some refiner. Then I get a call from a refiner in China, in whatever. I'm saying to myself, what he really think? That I will start working with him because he give me a call. If I need to meet him in the IPMI, I need to see him in face, even in Israel, when there is a customer to do the business, I prefer first to visit, to see with my eyes the factory, the office, to see it's real. So this is why trust is everything.
Trust is
so
think
important.
With the AI and all the fake,
Yeah.
it will be more and more and more.
Right. It's going to get worse,
The
yeah.
relationship is the building block that we build upon. We start with a relationship.
Yeah.
We build upon that. And trust is what comes from it.
Yeah.
It's what grows from it.
Yeah, you earn trust,
You earn
right?
it. Yeah.
So, Ami, I have seen you at multiple IPMI events. And as a member of the IPMI, what is one thing that you've benefited from being an IPMI member?
I think the best thing is the network, because this is built on network.
Yeah.
A lot of social events, a very, I would say, friendly approach between
Competitors.
between people.
Yeah.
And very flexible. And you have a different lecture which are very Some are interesting, some are less, but you find what is best for you.
Yeah.
And every time I meet new people and new opportunities. And also the event is fun.
Yeah, it is
And
fun.
we like
Sure
fun.
it is.
Yeah, Larry and
Like
Sandra put on a good
yesterday,
show, huh?
Yesterday there was a cigar event.
Right.
Even though I'm not I don't like smoking, I just took a photo and sent to all my friends that love smoke cigars. You see, you are in the wrong industry.
That's funny.
Yeah, whiskey and cigars and
Oh,
golf.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Right.
And golf. Of course, there
golf.
has to be golf involved,
That's right.
yeah.
Well, we thank you, Ami, for your time. Thank you for coming and celebrating with us IPMI's 50th anniversary. So I thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here
Thank
at
you
the
for your
IPMI.
time.
Yeah,
We
thank you very
appreciate
much
it.
for hosting me. And see you next time.
See you next time.